According to NARAL Pro-Choice America, 98% of women will be on some form of hormonal birth control in their lifetimes. Now, we can assume that from one of the nation's largest pro-abortion groups, that those numbers are skewed, but I think it's safe to say that a majority of my generation are or will be on some type of birth control, probably the pill. This is the same generation that from our childhood, from the time we could realize there's a world outside our front yards, we've been subjected to public service campaign after public service campaign. There's the anti-smoking campaign, the DARE campaign, the Say No to Drunk Driving campaign, and the Save the Planet movement. And who could forget the pictures that have been seared into our brains in our health classes? The rotting lungs from tobacco, the scrambled eggs meant to represent our brains on drugs, the mangled cars and the mangled faces and the crying mothers of sons who died in prom night alcohol binges. And who can forget the crying Indian with garbage at his feet, mourning the desecration of Mother Earth. We developed an unholy fear of cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, drunk driving, steroids, and styrofoam. But like cigarettes, what happened to birth control? Like cigarettes, birth control is a class 1 carcinogen. Like steroids, birth control pumps our bodies full of hormones. And like styrofoam, plastic bags, and emission fumes, birth control is slowly and surely polluting our environment. Not so surely if you look at all the studies that have come out from the Potomac River in the last few years. Instead of talking about the dangers of the pill to my generation, it's most important the abortifacient effects of the birth control pill and the fact that taking the pill could be killing so many of our preborn children without us even knowing it. We were told to protect ourselves, and we were stuck on the pill, as Jen said, for the most mundane of reasons. Acne, cramps, period irregularity. How many of our mothers would have been so quick to stick us all on the pill had they known the stories that we've heard today? Had they heard all of the phone calls that I get on a very frequent basis from crying family members whose daughters and sisters were either their health was harmed by the pill. One gentleman was crying, his sister had died of pulmonary embolisms, and her physician told her it was probably because of the birth control pill. But what about our feminist friends across the street here? I'm not naive enough to think they're going to join us in protesting the birth control pill, but for all of the common ground and solidarity and compromising we've heard about in the last year since the Obama administration, you'd think maybe they would be pro-informing women, pro-women's health, pro-protecting the environment for future women. I've been keeping a pretty close eye in the last couple of weeks on how the feminist movement is looking at the anti-birth control movement, looking at what we're doing here today. And none of them have denied that the pill is dangerous to our health, not a one. The only solid complaint that I've heard from them is, well, if you people really cared about women and the environment, then essentially you would work to decrease the surplus population. Now, Scrooge says that, and he's a selfish miser who hates kids and Christmas. But feminists say that, and they're informed and caring about women. This is hypocrisy, pure and simple. We here today are standing for science, we're standing for true women's health, we're standing for the environment. And I would like to get some kind of reaction from the folks across the street to that. But it's time that we stand up and face the elephant in the room that even many in the pro-life movement are scared to talk about. We have got to face and fight birth control. It is, as Jen said, the root of abortion, and it is directly related. It's time to put women first, not political agendas, and stand up for the rights of women and fight the birth control pill. Thank you.